I'm Mandy. Welcome to Soup Top Recipes. Bok choy is one of the most popular Chinese vegetables. You often see it used as sides or toppings to pair with wonton soups and noodle soups. Today, I'm going to share 6 amazing recipes that actually use bok choy as a main ingredient, including bok choy and bacon stir-fry, oven roasted bok choy and beef stir-fry, bok choy tofu soup, bok choy vermicelli noodles with minced pork, and Shanghai bok choy rice. They are all easy, delicious, and can be done within 10 to 15 minutes. Please hit the like button, and we're gonna start with the easiest recipe. Bok choy and bacon stir-fry. There are only 5 ingredients involved, so it is a must-try, and you know it's gonna be delicious because bacon goes good with anything. Rinse the bok choy with water and tear the leaves off. Drain thoroughly. Cut the bok choy into bite-sized pieces and separate the stems and leaves. Cut the bacon into bite-sized pieces as well. In China, we use cured pork belly, but it is hard to find in the USA unless you have a decent Asian market nearby. Besides, bacon is just as delicious. Turn the heat to medium and preheat the wok for 20 seconds. Add the bacon, spread it out, and let it fry. Then stir the bacon for a couple of minutes or until you get about 2 to 3 tablespoons of fat. The bacon should be slightly golden. Add the bok choy stems and 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Stir and cook for 2 minutes or until the stems are slightly soft. Toss in the bok choy leaves and mix until the greens are wilted. Season it with 1 teaspoon of soy sauce and 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce. Don't put too much because bacon is salty already. However, every brand of bacon has different sodium level, so please taste before seasoning. Give a final stir, and you're done. There is something special about garlic and bacon. They make the vegetables so delicious. Even if your kids hate vegetables, this dish will change their mind. The second recipe, oven roasted bok choy, is definitely a keeper as it is amazingly easy, quick, and tasty. Believe me, you'll go through bags of bok choy from now on. Preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. While waiting for the oven to preheat, rinse the bok choy. We will not tear the leaves apart, so it is important to open the leaves and wash off the dirt in between. Drain thoroughly. Cut the bok choy in halves. Season them with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. If you don't eat spicy food, you can skip it. Continue by adding 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, 1½ teaspoon of soy sauce, 1½ teaspoon of black bean sauce. This is what I'm using. It is made with garlic and fermented black beans, which will add a complex taste to the dish. There's no replacement because nothing tastes similar. However, you can use the same amount of oyster sauce or soybean paste. Although the flavor is different, it will still be delicious. Last, drizzle in 1½ tablespoon of oil. Toss the bok choy until all the seasonings are well mixed. Place the bok choy into a baking pan. The leaves are easy to dry out in the oven, so you should try to tuck the leaves under the stems. There should be a little bit of seasonings left in the bowl. Use a rubber spatula to scrape it down and evenly spread onto the bok choy. The oven is done preheating by now. Stick the baking pan in and cook for 10 to 15 minutes. The timing depending on how crunchy you want your veggies to be. I cooked mine for 12 minutes. Sprinkle some roasted sesame seeds. And you're done. How easy was that? I can't resist crispy and flavorful roasted vegetables. Seriously, I can eat the entire plate on its own. Of course, you can serve it as a side dish to pair with almost any meal. The following recipe is bok choy and beef stir fry, which is one of my favorites because I love tender, succulent beef and fresh vegetables tossed in a savory sauce. You will need 250 grams of beef. Slice it into strips, then cut the strips into thin and small pieces. I'm using flank steak, but beef chuck and sirloin will also work. Marinate it with 1 teaspoon dark soy sauce, a quarter teaspoon ground black pepper, a quarter teaspoon baking soda, 1 tablespoon cornstarch, and 1 egg white. Mix everything until the seasonings are well combined. Then massage the meat for a few minutes or until the beef becomes sticky. Drizzle in 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Mix to coat the beef nicely. This helps to separate the slices so they don't stick together while deep frying. As for the baby bok choy, wash them thoroughly, then tear the leaves off. Stack the leaves and cut them into bite-sized pieces. Separate the stems and the leaves because they take a different amount of time to cook. To make the stir-fry sauce, simply combine 1 tablespoon soy sauce, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, half tablespoon oyster sauce, and 1 teaspoon dark soy sauce. And mix well. Now we can start cooking. Turn the heat to high and heat the wok until smoking hot. Add a drizzle of oil and swirl it around so it can create a non-stick bottom. Add the marinated beef. Spread it out first. Then stir fry over high heat for a minute or until most of the meat has changed color. Add a drizzle of Chinese cooking wine from the side of the wok and stir to deglaze the bottom. Toss in the bok choy stem and 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. Stir and cook for 2 minutes or until the stems are slightly soft. Here is the stir-fry sauce. Pour it from the side of the wok so it can caramelize by the heat. Keep stirring until the bok choy stems are cooked through, which will take about 1 minute. Add the bok choy leaves and keep mixing until the leaves are wilted. And you're done. You can serve this with white rice or plain noodles. The beef is tender and soft. The bok choy is fresh and slightly crunchy. So yummy. Before we get to the next bok choy recipe, please allow me to take a little bit of time to promote my carbon steel wok. I have been using it for 6 years now. It has helped me make over 300 delicious Chinese dishes on this channel because I stand for my own brand, Souped Up Recipes. I recently just added a new SKU, which includes a wok, a spatula, and a 304 stainless steel lid with a visualized tempered glass window, so you can view the doneness of the food easily. Carbon steel wok is the must-have cookware in Chinese cuisine. If you love Chinese food, please support me and check the link in the description. The fourth recipe is a healthy, heartwarming bok choy tofu soup, which was always on our dinner table while growing up because my mom believes that silky soup with finely diced ingredients can smooth the stomach and improve the digestion. First, let's go through the ingredients. I've got here 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, half tablespoon of minced ginger, 1 shallot, I diced it finely, about 3 ounces of diced ham. This is what I'm using. You can pick the flavor that you like. Some diced shiitake mushrooms. These are dried mushrooms which requires 1 hour of soaking in advance before dicing. If you don't have it, fresh mushrooms will work just as good. Turn the heat to medium and toss in all these ingredients into a pot along with 2.5 tablespoons of oil. Stir for 2 to 3 minutes or until all the aromatics are slightly golden on the edge. Add 3 cups of chicken stock. If you don't have stock on hand, it's totally fine to use water. While waiting for it to come to a boil, you should have enough time to dice half of a package of tofu. I'm using soaken tofu, but firm tofu will also work. Add it to the broth. Rinse 6 ounces of baby bok choy thoroughly. Same as before. Open the leaves and wash off the dirt in between. Slice the bok choy thinly, lengthwise, and then dice finely. No need to separate the stems and leaves because they are diced so fine, they will be cooked quickly. Once the water comes to a boil, add the bok choy and let it cook for 15 seconds. Quickly mix 2½ tablespoons of cornstarch with 2½ tablespoons of water until no lumps. Add it to the broth and stir until it thickens. Season it with ground black pepper and salt to taste. Again, every brand of ham has different saltiness and store-bought stock may contain different sodium amount. So please taste the soup before salting. Last, add a drizzle of sesame oil, mix well, and you are done. I enjoy smooth, nutty, and flavorful soup like this. Using various ingredients also makes it nutritious. This is perfect for winter or when you have a cold. The 5th recipe is bok choy stir-fried vermicelli noodles with minced pork. Vermicelli is my favorite noodle because it has such an amazing texture and it absorbs flavors very well. Once you try, you'll fall in love with it. The first step is to soak them in hot water for 10 minutes. I just microwaved 1½ liter of water on full power for 8 minutes. Of course, you can heat the water over the stove too. However, do not soak them in cold water, otherwise they will lose their chewy texture. These vermicelli noodles are made with sweet potato starch. There are other kinds that are made with potato starch. Both will work, you just get whatever is available in your local Asian market. While waiting, wash the bok choy and thinly julienne them lengthwise into strips. Besides that, you will also need a piece of skinless pork belly. Cut it into strips first. Then dice into bite-sized pieces. Add the pork belly to a blender and chop finely. If you don't have a blender, you can use ground pork. Just make sure you pick the one that has 20% fat content. Turn the heat to high and heat the wok until smoking hot. Add a drizzle of oil just to lubricate the wok to create a non-stick surface. Add the ground pork belly and spread it out. Use a spatula to loosen the meat and break the patties. We want the meat to be fine little pieces so they can cling onto the noodle strings later. In a few minutes, you should get 2 to 3 tablespoons of pork fat. Of course, depending on how fatty your pork is, you may not have enough. Then you have to add some vegetable oil to make up the shortage. Add a drizzle of Chinese cooking wine and stir to deglaze the bottom. Add the minced garlic, ginger, Thai bird-eye chilies, red dried chilies, and ½ tablespoon of Sichuan douban jiang. Keep stirring until the oil turns into a golden red color. Season it with 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, ½ tablespoon of dark soy sauce, and ½ tablespoon of oyster sauce. Stir over medium heat for a minute to slightly caramelize the seasonings. Pour in ½ cup of water and bring it to a simmer. The noodles should be done soaking by now. Drain them and add them to the wok. Toss the noodles and let them cook in that delicious, savory, porky sauce for 1½ minute. Last, toss in the julienned bok choy. Stir over medium heat until the vegetables are wilted. This will take 30 seconds to a minute. Bok choy and vermicelli noodles are such great couples. Their texture and flavor accomplish with each other. Although we didn't use complicated ingredients, the whole dish comes out addictively delicious. I can eat this literally every single day. The last recipe is an easy Shanghai-style vegetable rice, or what we call cai fan. This is a flavorful foundation that can pair with any meal. If you have been serving Chinese food with plain white rice, give it a try. You'll love it. Same as before, thoroughly wash the bok choy. Then julienne them lengthwise. Dice the bok choy finely. No need to separate the stems and leaves. Turn the heat to medium and preheat the wok for 30 seconds. Add 2 tablespoons of pork lard, which will give this dish a rustic countryside touch. If you don't like it, switch to vegetable oil or butter. This is the ham that I'm using, which is pre-diced already, so you don't need to do anything. Just saute it for a minute or two. Traditionally, this dish is made with Jinhua ham, a special cured meat from Jinhua, Zhejiang province. It was listed as a tribute from Song Dynasty to Qing Dynasty. However, it is hard to find outside of China, so I just use regular Western-style cured meat, which works just as good. Add the diced bok choy and 1½ tablespoons of minced garlic. Stir for a couple of minutes. Add 3 cups of cooked jasmine rice. I'm just using leftovers. Stir over medium heat for 3 minutes or until the rice heats up. Give it a taste and season it with some salt and black pepper. Every brand of ham has different level of sodium, so please taste to be accurate. When I was little, my mom always diced vegetables and cook with a little bit of meat, then mix with leftover rice. Sometimes she uses cabbage, choy-sum, and yard beans. No matter how she switched the varieties, it is just simply delicious. Alright, those are the 6 bok choy recipes for today. Let me know in the comment which one is your favorite. I hope you give them a try soon. As always, the printable recipe links are in the description. Go check them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more easy and delicious Chinese food. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!